Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here to talk about the temples of golden light. My guest today is Linda Jarrett, who's been working with these temples. They are temples of the goddess. And we welcome Linda to this episode. Linda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for welcoming me onto your show, Lauren.
We are going to talk all about these temples of golden light. Let's go ahead and get an overview of them. And then we're going to talk about your spiritual journey. What are the temples of golden light and how did you begin to work with them?
Well, the temples of golden light, I started to channel about 11 years ago. Suddenly one day, because I am clairvoyant, so I'm clairvoyant, I'm a healer, meditation teacher, and now an author. So because I am quite profoundly clairvoyant, I kept seeing this image of this temple. And I had a client come to see me one day, and she was also clairvoyant. And she said, Linda, I keep seeing this temple. So I meditated, and then my guidance was that this was the main temple of golden light in the etheric of Istanbul, Turkey, in Europe. And then I started to write down other areas around the world where there were temples. And it got to the point where I then realized that I had to write a book about temples of golden light, and that the temples of golden light are goddess temples, but they also work with all of the ascended masters, male and female, that are well known. For example, Lord Hilarion, he holds the directorship for all of the temples of golden light. Jesus Christ, Serapis Bey, El Moye, Lord Buddha, Lord Katumi, all of the masters connect to these temples, plus the female masters, Lady Portia, the twin flame Saint Germain, the gods and goddesses, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Pallas Athena, and they're overlit by three goddesses that one you will have heard of, Lady Nada, twin flame of Jesus Christ. She overlights all of the temples. And there's a Mayan elder, goddess Jacinta. She also overlights the temples because she connects to Mother Earth's heart, her heart center, and she feels nature and the rainforest. And then there's another cosmic goddess that overlights the temples called Goddess Lathinda, and she's come from her own universe of golden light. So they overlight the temples, and I originally channeled 144 temples of golden light that have been placed all around the world on sacred sites, on ley lines, in the etheric. All the temples are in the etheric of planet Earth, over cities, over mountains, and some are actually deep down in the oceans of our beautiful planet, purely because, you know, Mother Earth has oceans, and the oceans are greater than the land mass. So the temples have been equally distributed around the world at special places. They form a gridwork, a network of golden light. So these temples are the temples for the next 2,000 years. That's my guidance. They are goddess temples and are bringing back to earth the divine feminine, because our earth has been predominantly male orientated. So the divine feminine needs to come back, and it has started to come back now. At the moment, we're just in the fifth dimension. We've just stepped our toe in the fifth dimension. And I believe that we will be fully in the fifth dimension in 2032. So in 11 years' time, my guidance is that the fifth dimensional temples will be seen, and people will be able to enter them. But obviously, you know, the temples are on different dimensions. So they range from starting at fifth dimension, moving up to 12th dimension. And all of the temples are surrounded by the rainbow angels. There are special ninth vibrational angels that surround each and every temple of golden light. And they are called the rainbow angels. So they have rainbow colored wings. They could be the vibrant 7 colors of the rainbow, or they could be pastel shades, you know, pale pink, pale lemon, coral, aqua blue, pale green, lilac. It depends, because when you connect to the rainbow angels, then of course they work with your own vibration. So whatever vibration people are on, that they will receive the appropriate rainbow angel that they can work with. So the rainbow angels are overlit by 2 new archangels to our planet. One is called Archangel Metazil, and his twin flame, Archangel Honoriel. Now they hold the directorship for the rainbow angels. The rainbow angels work under the 2 new archangels to our planet, Archangel Metazil and Archangel Honoriel. And those archangels work under the directorship of Archangel Metatron, that I expect you've heard of. So Archangel Metatron is in charge of all of the archangels and the whole of the angelic realm. All the temples are also overlit by Archangel Michael and Archangel Faith, his twin flame. So the temples are very angelic, archangelic, but they connect also to the gods and goddesses. And the purpose of the temples is to heal people, whether that is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and also to heal Earth herself, because a lot has gone on our planet over a long period of time, you know, since we fell from grace in the days of Atlantis. So there's a lot of areas on Earth that do need healing. So the temples of golden light, they've been placed strategically around the world to heal Mother Earth and heal people. And although I say 144 temples, I have this year channeled another 68 temples. So as from very soon, when I've finished finding out where the remaining 68 temples, well, I know where they are, I just need to work out their energy, which I've nearly finished. As from next month, we will have a grid work of 212 temples of golden light, and that will stay at 212 temples of golden light, which is at the end of June. So soon we will have this amazing, beautiful grid work of golden light that has been placed from source. This is given from source. I've channeled all these temples, they are from source, and they start at 5th dimension. So they will be able to help lots of people. The main purpose is healing, but they will help people with abundance, help people to manifest, help people see with clarity, help people to be balanced and heart-centered. They will help people to be empowered, to feel joy, to believe in themselves, to be able to forgive, which can be quite hard for some people, but it's quite easy once you've got your head around forgiveness. They will help people to feel inner peace, feel tranquility, and also to help people who have suffered, with heartache and pain, any feelings of unworthiness, any feelings of lack of self-confidence, any feelings of low self-esteem, any feelings of loneliness and abandonment, anger, pain. So they actually will help people in every way possible. I mean, they never fail to amaze me. As long as you trust them and work with them, then you will get help. And I think it's quite amazing that there is something coming in very, very soon to help people, particularly at the moment with so much going on around the world. I mean, people have been completely gobsmacked and shocked, and things that have been happening are unbelievable. So I think that this is really wonderful that the temples are coming in to lift and help people. Now, overlighting all of the temples of golden light are these 4 huge, massive, enormous seraphim angels. Now, they are divine seraphim angels that are bigger than archangels. They are golden, global, universal seraphim angels, and they represent north, south, east, west of our planet. So if you like, they hold all of the temples together, the grid work, the network. They hold all the temples together as like a conduit, in a way, really, like a conduit. So they're holding all the temples in their place all around the world. So these temples start on the 5th dimension. If you like, I can take people through a meditation to connect to the main temple of golden light, which is placed in the etheric of Istanbul, Turkey, Europe, purely because that is an ancient ley line. It is part of the old Atlantis. So it's on an ancient ley line, and the size of that temple is absolutely enormous, because the size of that temple covers 90% of the city of Istanbul. The city of Istanbul is big anyway, but it covers most of that city. And I've got some very interesting stories about when I've been to certain places around the world to anchor the temples.
All right, I want to recap right there. We will enjoy that journey to the temple. I wanted to have you talk more about, all right, 11 years ago, you began to channel these
Yes,
temples. And
yes,
in 11 years from now, in 2032, the earth will be more fully anchored in 5D, and we'll
yes,
begin to see these temples. So
yes,
these
yes.
temples, if you began to channel them 11 years ago, were they just now being formed, or is our awareness of them coming into form?
The awareness of us is coming into form. I started channeling 11 years ago, and at that point I had to do this work of channeling when I could, because I rented accommodation at that time, and I had to earn a living, and I have been a healer for so many years, but I didn't have very much time to actually sit down, work out where they are. So I had to do it all in my free time, you see. So that's why it took me some years till a book was published. It took about 8 years till a book was published, because I literally had to find out where all the temples were around the world. And I had to find the energy of that temple, because they're all different energies. For example, in the United States, out of the original 144 temples, there are 20 temples. Well, some of them are filled with the energy of Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and other temples of golden light are filled with the energy of the Native American people. So, of course, then I had to find out, well, who overlights that temple? And what's come through is White Buffalo Calf Woman. She overlights a lot of the temples, but they also connect to White Eagle, Sitting Bull, Running Bull, Scarlet Cloud. You know, they connect to a lot of the Native Americans, you see. And then there are other temples in the US that connect to Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. And then in Australia, there's 5 temples. Well, they connect to the Aboriginal energy, as well as Jesus Christ, Mother Mary. You know, so it depends where they are around the world. In Europe, we tend to have some angelic temples. For example, there's a temple in the etheric of Paris, France, and that's near the Sacred Heart Cathedral there, and that's angelic. So quite a few of them are angelic. But where there have been Indigenous people, the US, Australia, New Zealand with the Maori people, you know, they incorporate the energy, is pure energy, the pure energy of the original people of that land. And with the South American temple, they incorporate the Aztec, Mayan energy, Inca energy, you know, all the pure beings. And then it's a combination of angelic energy as well. And obviously the temples under the oceans, they connect to the dolphins, you see, dolphins, whales, to the mer people. So it took quite a while to actually get to the point of 11 years till now. And I'm a great believer in timing. So I think the time is right now. And you're the first show that I've been on. So I never felt to do anything like this before. So you are the first person I've actually spoke to live, you know, on a recorded show. So because I never felt it was ready, but now I feel it's ready to actually create awareness of the temples of golden light. When I was younger, I did become clairvoyant at the age of 24 years old. And it was through some sadness, because although I was married at that time, I married young, I was 18, and I had my first daughter when I was 20 years old. I then had another little girl, a baby, but she died when she was 8 months old, when I was 24. So what happened was, a week before she died, I just started seeing clairvoyantly. And I became very aware of spirit. And then a week later, she died. And obviously I was in shock, and it was very difficult. It was a long time ago now. It's 40 years ago, over 40 years ago. A friend of mine actually lent me a book, and it was called You Cannot Die. And this was a friend that she wasn't spiritual, but she was guided to this book, gave me this book about You Cannot Die. And I just started to read the book, and it was all about reincarnation, and it was all about the soul is at a different journey with each person, and we are born many times until we leave the cycle of karma. So that was my first introduction to spirit. And because I'm so clairvoyant, just kept seeing, I had to go and see another healer to actually help me, because I became frightened, because I'd go out into a store and I'd be standing next to someone and I start picking up, you know, energy and information about that person and seeing their guide. So I had to learn to control my clairvoyance, because it was out of control. So I had to learn to control it. So that's when it all began, which was over 40 years ago. And then I And then I just got on with my life. I did do some readings on friends of friends, but then, I had 3 children and it was hard work. So I just put it all on pause, put it on hold. And then I split up from my husband, got divorced. And then I had to work for a living instead of just doing readings, because we were self-employed. You don't know, where you're going to earn the money. And it was such a long time ago, and I had to work for a living. So that's how my spirituality began. But some years ago, 20 years ago, I got back into clairvoyance, but more so I got back into healing. And I started doing Reiki healing. I started doing reflexology. I then went on to do Karuna Reiki, which is the goddess healing. And I did years and years of that. And then I found I could clear people of their past lives. I could clear other dimensional timelines or alternative realities. Then I became qualified to be a meditation teacher. And then the temples started to present themselves to me 11 years ago. And all my spare time, I was checking in where all these temples were and the energy with that temple. And then I was actually looking on maps to locate. My guidance was, well, you've got to look into this and say exactly where that temple is. For example, the Istanbul temple is over a mosque there. The second largest temple is in the etheric of New York. So I had to find out, well, where's the entrance to this temple in the etheric of New York? And it's to the left-hand side, quite high up, of the Statue of Liberty.
As you had to go find out who overlights these temples,
Yeah.
was that through meditation and channeling?
It was through meditation at first, but then I just seemed to automatically know whereabouts the temples was placed, over a city or over a mountain or on an ancient ley line or sacred sites. I just knew. So, for example, in India, there's a temple of gold light in Agra and the Taj Mahal, you see. The main ones, a lot of them are over sacred sites. There's the third largest temple is in the etheric of Athens in Greece, and that's over the Acropolis, over the temple of Pallas Athena. But then the fourth largest is in the etheric of Antarctica, so of course that's in the middle of nowhere. But the fifth largest is actually in Sedona. So it's very interesting that of them, some of the main temples, there are quite a lot in the USA, because the second largest is New York. The fifth largest, is Sedona. And then the 11th largest is Phoenix, Arizona. And then the 13th largest is Mount Shasta in the USA. So there are quite a lot of big temples in the etheric of the US.
You mentioned these temples are 5D to 12D. What do they look like? What do they look like to you?
Oh, okay. Well, you see behind me is, you probably can't see a lot of it. But anyway, that's it. The picture behind me there, that's a drawing, and to my right is a drawing of Lady Nada. It's quite difficult to actually get them onto print, but they have been put in as images, because a lady that was a client, bless her, she didn't have any money, and so I said, well, that's fine, we'll do swaps. So she actually drew. I've got Temple of Gold Light Oracle cards, and she drew all the images of gods and goddesses, and that drawing behind me is one she did of the main temple of golden light. But it's difficult putting it as a drawing because the actual temple in the etheric is massive, it's huge. So it's very difficult to get it on. But they all have golden domed roofs. They all, yeah, you know, like sort of Russian golden golden roofs. I don't mean to say anything about Russia, but that's the kind of image behind me. They all have the golden dome sort of bayonet roofs, and they're all mainly in gold. Some are white and gold, and it's very interesting because because I have a couple of meditation groups. So my meditational groups, a lot of people, they see the temples, and then they move inside the temples when I take them through meditation. And it's interesting because the temples change inside. For example, if it's an Indian temple, they can be very ornate and very typically Indian style. If they're Grecian temples, then they've got the marble pillars inside and very, very Grecian style. And if they're, say, for example, the temples that are filled with the energy of Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, they can appear what I call quite church-like, but very golden and very elaborate, very ornate. And then some other temples that are smaller, because all the temples are different sizes. So you've got massive, huge temples, then you have large, then you have medium, then you have small. So some of the smaller temples can be quite rustic, quite basic inside. So they tend to sort of blend with the country or where they are at that time. They appear differently. Some are very ornate and some are very plain. It just depends. It depends where they have been situated around the world. For example, a smaller temple in Copenhagen in Denmark is quite rustic and wooden looking inside, with a very simplistic altar of, say, flowers and berries and fruits, you know. So they're all quite different. But they're not to be, although I say church-like, they're not to be connected to churches. All the temples of gold light are spiritual. They're spiritual temples, and they work for the highest good of planet Earth and humanity. So my gifts have developed over probably the last 20 years, 22 years, as a healer, clairvoyant meditation teacher. I speak light language now as well, but I didn't until about 18 months ago. And then all of a sudden I could speak Lemurian light language, and I could speak Andromedan light language and Palladian, all these different light languages just suddenly came out. And at first I didn't know what I was talking about, and I didn't fully understand it. But then I spoke to a friend and she said, oh, well, you know, it's quite normal. So I now know what I'm saying if I'm speaking in light language. As I speak it, I know what I'm saying. But my most popular light language is Lemurian.
That's why you're on this show, Goddess, because we are
Yes,
heavily Lemurian oriented, if not
yes,
fully
yes,
Lemurian.
yes.
Wow, and that word is
That's the energy of the temples, you see. They're that energy, because Lemuria was so high in vibration. So, yeah.
so the temples have that Lemurian energy.
Yes. Some of them have the Lemurian energy, some have Atlantis energy, and then there's a few that have a combination of Lemurian and Atlantis energy. It's a lovely blend with the two energies, but not many like that. But yes, Lemuria is the theme with the temples. Yes, and I wonder really whether sometimes somebody asked me, were the temples there? Were they there before you channeled them? You know, were they here in the days of Lemuria, or have they been created? And I'm not 100% sure whether I'm tapping into temples that are already there, or whether they've been created. It could be a combination of the two. It may be that some of the temples were already in the days of Lemuria, and some extra ones have been created, because I think there's probably the population is higher now than it was when we lived in Lemuria, but that's only a guess. That's not set in stone. I don't know. That's me just saying that. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's a possibility, I think. But yeah, so the temples of golden light are really being born very soon. Very soon, and hopefully people will find joy with the temples, and they can connect to the temples through meditation or through their sleep time. And by that I mean, if they, just before they go to sleep at night, they can set the intention to actually connect with a particular temple of golden light, and then they will connect with that temple, and in the morning they should receive divine guidance, divine grace as to why they visited in the first place. But also people can connect with the temples of golden light through contemplation. You know, you could, I sometimes say to people, go on a walking meditation, because not everybody likes to meditate, so they could go on a walking meditation in nature and just set the intention to connect with a temple, and they will. And as they walk along, they'll receive inspiration, receive clarity on their own question. So you can connect that way. So there's different ways of connecting. It's basically a question of setting the intention.
Yes, being conscious and
Yes,
setting the intention. This
yes,
is our new world that we are
yes,
creating
yes,
together. And
yes,
as we go out into nature, it seems like just that process and being aware of the beauty is going to make us
yes.
aware of the temples.
Very much so, very much so. Yes, yes. The temples, one of their purposes is to unite people as well, so that people become one family, you know, a one unity consciousness around the world. So that's another thing that the temples are hoping to achieve, a unity consciousness, of being part of the greater good, part of a worldwide family, a global family. And that is the energy of the fifth dimension. People uniting, you know, nobody feeling alone. If one person's upset, everyone's upset and puts it right. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
the energy of the temples is really beautiful. They're very wonderful to work with, I have to say. They are really amazing. I'm very honoured. I'm very honoured, very blessed that I've been the one chosen to bring the temples of golden light through.
We are so grateful that you've stepped up and into this service work. It's quite
Thank you.
beautiful. You know, we've heard of cities of light, crystal cities, and this corroborates that information.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Now around some of the temples of golden light are cities of light. There are, in the original 144 temples, there's 33 cities of light. I've now channeled another 68. I've just not finished channeling where they their Pacific energy, but I'm nearly there. Now, some of those have cities of light as well. So we're talking here, at least 45 of the temples have cities of light around them. And four of the main ones in the US, New York, Mount Shasta, Sedona, and Phoenix, Arizona, they do have cities of light around them. They do.
All
And
right, for
they're
those,
enormous.
they're enormous. Okay.
Enormous, yeah.
So
Mm.
for those who may not know, can you define a city of light? What is a city of light?
Okay, the cities of light, they are high vibrational cities of light. And again, I've taken my meditation groups through into cities of light. So what they seem to find is that within the cities of light, there are mystery schools of teachings, there are healing centers, places of learning. There seems to be colleges, universities. There's all kinds of spirituality buildings in these cities of light. And people also, when they ascend, they seem to live in these cities of light. It's really amazing. Some sort of well-known people connect to the cities of light. I've channeled, for example, John Lennon. He connects to the cities of light. You know, there's a lot of quite well-known people that do connect to the cities of light. So even Elvis Presley, I've channeled him, and he connects to the cities of light. And I don't mean to drop any names, but a lot of the sort of well-known people, those very spiritual souls connect to the cities of light. So they're quite amazing, and they also, their buildings have golden domes, and quite similar really to here, but they're very, very bright, very, very light. Some of them are filled with golden light. It's quite different from being here. Everybody's friendly. Nobody's wary of anyone else. You know, everybody's friendly. Everybody wants to help you and like you and look after you. You know, it's all very friendly. So I'm finding out more and more and more as I go along with the work of the temples and the cities of light. But that's my understanding. They're high vibrational cities. There will be at least 45. But in the US, there's 4, definitely. New York, Mount Shasta, Sedona, and Phoenix, Arizona. But there are some new ones also that I've channeled in the US as well. There are quite a few more coming. So instead of 20 temples of golden light in the US, that there'll be more like 30. You know, quite a lot more. So yeah, it's really exciting, to be honest. I could talk all day really about temples of golden light.
It's promising. It really is promising.
Yes.
And so what do you think about, we mentioned the word being conscious of this and connecting to them. And because they're 5D to 12D, there's no room for judgment. So just
That's
like
right.
you,
Yeah.
when you went through your experience and you did this healing work and your abilities came online, now you're speaking light language. It was because you did the healing. So as
Yes.
we as humans do our healing, what do we
Yes.
say about these temples affecting people who may not be aware or conscious of what's going on? Will it somehow impress upon them or influence them to make a choice from a higher perspective in unity consciousness instead of being
Yes.
selfish or working from those lower energies?
Yes. I mean, people over periods of years and years have done the inner work. You know, spiritual people now, they've spent years doing the inner work. So they are where they are now. And of course, a lot of those are star seeds or angelic beings that have come to help our beautiful planet to reincarnate up through the middle, to be here with their light quotient. But for people that aren't so sure, then I think sometimes when people are going through emotional problems, some people physically unwell, then, you know, it is quite true to say that often when people do suffer, they turn to spirituality. And I think as more and more people learn about the temples, as the awareness is spread, you know, as we create awareness, people become more aware, then other people just start asking questions. And then when we get to 2032, where my guidance is that the fifth dimensional temples will be seen, then they'll see them. So I think that will be proof in itself, you know. Whereas at the moment, people need to meditate or contemplate, and then they see them, mainly meditation. Then people will be able to see the fifth dimensional temples. So I think generally the awareness will be created and built up over a period of time. Yeah. And I think this is only the start. You know, I'm doing this interview today with you, Bless. Thank you so much for having me on. And I think this is the beginning, you know, the very, very early stages of the temples. And I think that the temples will, invent themselves and reinvent themselves and still be positioned where they are, but the temples will start to have things to say, and they will start to help people, because the temples had said to me, my guidance is miracles will happen. And I think once things start happening like that, then the temples will build momentum. Yeah.
Beautiful. That is why we have been saying for so many years that we are here to do this work and bring this light forward and then help others do the same. So
Yes,
yes,
yes.
those questions that will come about. And certainly when we begin to see those temples, again, I want to share that these temples, it's been corroborated by people who've seen the etheric temples under the ocean off the coast of Hawaii and other
Right.
places around the world,
Yes,
and
yes.
even in the skies. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good description. Somebody said to me last week, "Oh, you mean temples in the skies?" And that's what it's like. Yeah, you can say the temples in the sky and temples in the ocean. I mean, the main, what I call the main oceanic temple under the water is it's the Pacific Ocean, and it's off Hawaii. Actually, that is where the main ocean, what I call the main oceanic temple is. It's off Hawaii. So that's so lovely that you've said that people have seen temples, because that's where I channeled the main one.
And people who've never been to Hawaii
Yeah,
see that temple there.
really. Yeah, we see,
Mhm.
that's amazing. And it's confirmation. And that's what proves it to people. It's confirmation. You can't make this stuff up. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many people seeing so many images of temples and angels and um, ascended masters and star beings. So the temples connect to the star beings as well. They connect to the Palladians, the Andromedans, the Syrians, people of Antares, the Hathor. They connect to those. They also connect to the unicorns as well, and Pegasus and the elemental kingdom. So each temple has a different vibration, a different frequency, and it will connect to different energies around the world, apart from Native American energy, Jesus Christ. And, for example, the temples of gold light in the etheric of China, Japan, Indonesia, they connect to Lord Buddha, you see, because in that part of the world it's very Buddhist, and Lord Buddha holds the energy over there. So, of course, to help people understand about the temples of golden light, then the very Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin. So it depends where they've been placed around the world as to what energy they hold. But the temples are for the highest good of humanity and Mother Earth. And they are here to heal people on all levels. And they will help everyone, no matter what stage of their life. They will help everyone with clarity, inspiration, believing in themselves, empowerment. If their heart needs healing, then the temples will help them to heal their heart. They need to forgive, the temples will help them forgive. And also the temples, of course, help people to be grounded as well, because the higher up you raise your energy, I expect, as you need to have your feet firmly on the ground, which is something I have to work on.
Yes, I was gonna say, are you just hanging out in these etheric temples now that you're aware and as you
No, it's,
study them?
yeah, my family bring me back
Okay.
down to earth. I've got two little grandchildren that live not far away, aged 2 and 4, and I look after them 2 days a week. So I only work part-time now. I look after my little grandchildren.
Oh,
and
how
and
beautiful.
and they ground me. They ground me.
Yes. How
So,
beautiful to have a grandmother like you sharing
oh, I don't know if they
wisdom.
still think that. Bless, yeah. I've also got 3 grandchildren in Australia as well. I try to see every year, but it's not possible at the moment because,
It'll be soon, soon enough.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
And
it will
and
be.
so as we hold our vision of new earth, I
Mm.
really feel as if these temples will actually, I have to change my words. I feel these temples are already inspiring us with visions of new earth. And so when we contemplate new earth and when we envision new earth, I believe that these temples are assisting us.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. From my meditational groups, we send healing and golden light around the world every week. So that will help. That will help to create awareness in the golden light energy. So, and they heal animals as well. And when you connect to the temples, if anybody does need healing physically, then if the temples can't help directly, then they will give guidance as to what form of healing would be best for that person. So that's how they work. They always work with positivity, helpfulness, respect, consideration, love, compassion, divine grace. So they work in a very positive way.
All of the aspects of 5D and above.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Well, let's take a moment and have you guide us to one of these temples.
yes, I will do. Okay. So if everyone would like to close their eyes and ground into Mother Earth, I'd like you to visualize long, thick golden roots flowing from the soles of your feet, and take your golden roots deep, deep down into Mother Earth, through the rock and soil, through the crystalline grid. And I would like you now to imagine a beautiful, very large rose quartz crystal. Wrap your roots around this beautiful crystal and place the golden roots in the rose quartz crystal in an area of water, deep, deep, deep down into Mother Earth's heart center. And now begin to feel Mother Earth's loving, subtle energy flowing all the way up from her heart center into your feet. And allow Mother Earth's energy to bathe and soothe the whole of your body. Bathing, soothing your blood, bones, muscles, all your organs. Clearing and cleansing away any negativity. And as the negativity leaves, the light comes in. So now Mother Earth's energy is flowing down your arms, hands, fingers, around your throat, your neck, head, and hair. Visualize a pure white light coming down from Source. And as the light moves down from Source, it moves through your higher chakras. Your stellar gateway chakra that opens you up and out to the universe. Your causal chakra, star child chakra, soul star chakra. And the pure white light from Source settles into your crown chakra just above your head. And this clears away any old programming, old mindsets, old energy you no longer need. And the pure white light then moves to your third eye, including your brow chakras, your little eye chakras behind your eyes, little chakras on your face. And you find your third eye beginning to expand to help you with inner vision, to help yourself and others. And then the pure white light moves into your throat to clear your throat chakra, unblocking any blocks from not speaking up, speaking too much. And the energy moves through your thymus chakra into your heart chakra, your triple heart chakra, your higher heart, lower heart, and your cosmic heart chakra, clearing away any anger, heartache, disappointments, upsets, feelings of unworthiness, low self-esteem, clearing away any heartache. And now moving to your solar plexus, clearing your solar plexus, clearing away any emotions from situations, circumstances, family, friends. We move to the navel chakra, a new chakra that we used in the days of Atlantis. This chakra needs to be activated, your navel chakra. Moving to the Sacrile Chakra, the seat of creativity. Your base chakra, so you're fully grounded. And we now connect to your Earth Star Chakra, approximately 12 inches below your feet. And once again, connect to Mother Earth's heart center. So we're anchored, grounded, and stabilized. You're now surrounded by the rainbow angels. The rainbow angels are going to clear your auric field of any clutter, any imprints, any psychic attack. The rainbow angels are overlit by two new archangels to our planet, Archangel Metaziel and Archangel Honoriel. The temples of golden light are overlit by Archangel Michael and Archangel Faith and Archangel Metatron. And the three goddesses, Lady Nada, Goddess Jacinta, Goddess Lathinda, they're going to take you on a journey to the main temple of golden light in the etheric of Istanbul, Turkey in Europe. And you find yourself just outside this beautiful temple of golden light. In front of you are golden doors, and the golden doors open automatically, and you're greeted by many, many rainbow angels. And as you enter the temple, you're invited into one of the healing sanctuaries if you need healing, or you may like to simply find your way to the main inner hall inside this temple. You may like to sit there and ask for divine guidance, divine grace, or you may like to send healing around the world, or you may like to receive healing yourself from within the healing sanctuaries. If you decided to receive healing, then you make your way to the healing couch. You lie down on the pink crystal couch that's covered with cushions and pillows. And as you lie there, you receive the golden light healing. And you feel it entering your crown chakra, covering the whole of your body, bathing, soothing the whole of your body with healing light. And you may like to take a moment to ask the temples a question, or you may like to just simply feel relaxed, feel peace and calm. You may have decided to sit in the main hall to receive clarity, inspiration, to feel inner peace, harmony, to feel tranquility, and to be balanced energetically. You may do whatever you wish to do within the temple. But you will receive healing, and your prayers will be answered. And you connect now to the goddess energy of Lady Nada, twin flame of Jesus Christ. She gives you a blessing. You connect to Goddess Jacinta, the Mayan elder, who connects to Mother Earth's heart center. She gives you a blessing. And also Goddess Lathinda, who comes here with the cosmic, universal, golden light energy. And she gives you a blessing. And you may like to take a moment to send healing golden light around the world as we ask for freedom, truth, peace, joy, and happiness. And take a moment to send healing to family, friends, neighbors, acquaintances, and animals. And once again, you're receiving the energy of golden light. And your rainbow angels are surrounding you. Now it's time to leave the temple of golden light. Whether you're sitting in the main hall, whether you're receiving healing, step down from the couch and start to make your way outside the temple of golden light. And as you step outside of the temple of golden light, you may be aware of a city of light. So as you step outside the temple, just look around. Can you see a city of light? Or what are you aware of? What are you feeling? What are you sensing? And when you're ready, just start to come back into your sacred space. And when you feel fully grounded and in your own time, gently open your eyes and smile.
Thank you so much for that beautiful experience.
Mm.
I saw the temple. It
You
was
did?
huge. It was huge, but yet it was
Yeah,
so cozy. The
yeah,
energy was so cozy and embracing.
yeah.
And I know I'm not alone because I
Mm,
know others shared when we went in for the healing and we
mm,
went in to sit in the main hall for the clarity and the
mm,
inspiration.
mm,
And boy, sending out that golden love light
mm.
to everyone in this audience, everyone who's listening, and
Yeah,
then all the places in the world that need it. We know
yeah,
now how
mm,
to work with this, how to connect in
yes,
this way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I call it my work, but it's not work to me. You see, I just love what I do. I still work part time doing healing, but I love what I do, and I love working with the temples. And they're always amazing me. You know, the beauty, and the love and the compassion that comes from the temples. It's just overwhelming sometimes, especially the rainbow angels. When the rainbow angels come close, and there's a lot of them, I can have tears coming down my face. You know, it's so beautiful.
We felt the rainbow angels, absolutely, really
Yes.
quite extraordinary. So, thank you
Mm.
so much for this. And
Oh, you're
again,
welcome.
this is how we create our new earth, and it's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
And it's a spiritual journey,
Mm.
and humanity is becoming angels. You're an angel.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yes, I would like to be. Yes, they're very beautiful, very lovely, and they're overlit by these golden angels. So I found these golden wings that I put in my room, my little room.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, we would love to share ways that people can work with you
mhm,
ongoing with these temples.
yes,
And you've got a special offer that we'd like to direct everyone to. Tell us a little bit about
yes.
that.
Okay, well, I started recording, making meditation albums some years ago. I started with the Rainbow Angels. So, of course, that was when there were CDs, and now there are MP3 downloads. So they've been converted from the CDs to the MP3 downloads. So the Rainbow Angels are where you can connect to the beautiful rainbow angels. So they will take you on a river walk and they will help you to meet them. There's 3 meditations on that's the original Rainbow Angels CD. So they will help you to discover the Rainbow Angels. And then the second CD that I did actually with the unicorns. So that's on MP3. So the unicorns hold tremendous light. And on that meditation album, I take people through an enchanted forest to meet the unicorns and the elemental kingdom. I also take them through a meditation to meet their own unicorn. And I take people through a meditation to connect with the planet of unicorns, because they have their own planet, unicorns. They have a planet within this universe and a planet on a planet, another universe, unicorn. So I did that one. And then I did another, see, this is Garden of Relaxation, which is for people really that are just starting out on their journey. I might mention the angels just a few times, but this is really for people starting out on their journey. And in one of the meditations, I've called it Relax, Let Go. And that's relaxing the whole of the body. So de-stressing, getting rid of anxieties. And then there's another track called Garden of Relaxation, another track called Rainbow Light. So that's a very grounded meditation album. And then, of course, I decided to do a Temple of Golden Lights album. And basically, this one, the Temples of Golden Light Meditations one, people can connect to the Istanbul Temple, also to the Paris Temple, the Athens Temple, Glastonbury, England, UK Temple, and the Agra, India Temple. So they can connect to 5 of the temples on that meditation album. Then also I created Temples of Golden Light 2. So on this meditation album, they connect to other temples, to Mount Shasta, to Lourdes in France, there's another temple, to New York, to many other different temples on this one. And then I made a more recent meditation album, Temples of Golden Light 3. Well, with this one, people connect to Sedona, Antarctica, a temple in Australia, and to ancient Egypt. There's a temple in the etheric of the right paw of the Sphinx, so it connects to ancient Egypt, to Machu Picchu, and to Phoenix, Arizona. So they will help people get a stronger connection to the temples of golden light. Also, with my offer is the temples of golden light. I have written a book, but they will receive an ebook. So the ebook is the Temples of Golden Light ebook. So this will explain to people where all of the temples are, where they've been placed, 144 all around the world. Okay, so they will receive that. And then there's another offer for the meditation, the ebook, and a session with me. It's an hour session with me. So I can do pretty much anything really. I can clear past lives, I can clear alternative dimensions, I can tell people who their guides are, who their guardian angels are. I can explain to people, what is their soul pathway. I can help people with guidance, clarity. So all sorts of things I can help people with in a session, and I can help people with healing and clearing energy that needs to be cleared. And my main job, if you like, is an ascension teacher. So I can help people in lots of ways to ascend. So that's if somebody wants a session with me as well.
What a beautiful offering. I am so excited. That book right there alone is
Mm,
full of information as you go through all of those temples and
yes,
list them.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It is on Amazon and Barnes Noble. People can buy the book if they want to. It's very informative as to where they are, what they do, how they can help people, because that's our purpose of the temples, to help people, to help humanity, to help Mother Earth. That is the purpose. Yeah.
And
So
what a beautiful angelic voice for those meditations, professionally recorded on CD, now digitized into MP3s. Those are immediate downloads. Thank you for that. I know people will want to begin to work with those. So we invite our listeners and viewers to check that out and to get a personal session with Linda if that feels suitable to you. You mentioned clearing alternative dimensions. Can you explain a little bit more about what that is like?
well, we are quite complicated as souls, really. There are different aspects of us, I found out. So our soul, we are in a group of 12 souls as a soul group. So there's you, there's your twin flame, there's 10 soulmates. This is my understanding of it. So that's your soul group. And then you have a soul family where there are 12 groups of 12. So that's 144. So that's a soul family. But everybody in your soul family can take a life, a different aspect of you, say in another energy. Say there's an aspect of you in Pleiades or Andromeda or um, Sirius, or there could be another aspect of you in another timeline, in another universe, and another dimension. And sometimes they need clearing, and I can do that. I can clear them if they're, you know. We've all been through experiences that are not so good, because those are the ways that human beings unfortunately learn the best and the quickest. So what we do is sometimes people hold on to the trauma, to the emotion of that experience, where it was an experience, yes, but we do have to let it go. And sometimes people hold on to those emotions, to those issues, let's say, that they may not usually have the memory, but they could have an issue from that, and I can clear it. I can just clear it. I don't have to particularly do anything other than help the person clear it. We've set the intention to clear that, so then it gets cleared. And I connect with the temples of golden light in all my work, you see. So I'm the founder and ambassador of the temple. So whatever I do, I have that added help and power, if you like, of the temples of gold light to do this work and help people. So it is cleared. Yeah.
Beautiful. And so, for those who even have physical issues, are you able to assist them with maybe the emotional? Mhm.
Yes. 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 It can help with the emotions. Sometimes people have been healed. It depends. People that have disharmonies, sometimes it is that experience for that person, but it doesn't mean to say that it's going to last permanently. Everyone can be helped and healed, and then I would ask for dispensation that that person receives healing. it's always possible to ask the goddess energy for dispensation, so that people get help.
Thank you
Depends
so
on
much.
somebody's pathway, you know.
Yes, it depends on their own journey.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And you are a beautiful guide to assist them for those who seek it. And we thank you for that and for sharing this wisdom, sharing your guidance, and being bold to do it, because this is the new things coming about and it's coming soon. And again, it is so promising that we are excited. So when you see New Earth, share with us what that vision is like for you. I know you mentioned 2032, but
Mm.
what's your vision?
Oh, it's quite different even from now. You know, I think it probably seems unbelievable, but I think for one thing, I think money's going to go. I just do not see money in the fifth dimension. I just don't, you know, when I meditate on it, I just don't get money in the fifth dimension. We there will be an exchange of energy. That's the way I see it. Isn't it? I do something for you, you do something for me to make it fair. There's an exchange of energy, but I don't see any money in a fifth dimension. And I see everybody treating people as a family. I think healing will be different. I don't think, you know, the pharmaceutical companies will be here then. I think people will go back more to the old ways of healing, with herbal remedies, herbs, spices, and flower essences. I think that's the way forward. I also think that people will be healed with sound healing, you know, crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, people will be healed that way. And I think in a fifth dimension, I think sound healing will be a biggie with healing. And I think the temples were able to heal people. I think people will live really more in communities. I mean, this is my own take on it, but I think people will live more in communities. I don't think you're going to have big stores like now, big supermarkets. I think they're going to go, and I think people have communities. You know, some people grow vegetables, some people grow fruit. If people want to eat meat, I don't. I'm a vegan, but if they do, then somebody else looks after the animals. And I think that's the way it'll be. And I think within that community, you know, you'll have someone you can go to if people need counselling, or we'll still have dentists. I know that, but it will just be completely different. It'll be more community based, and where people help each other in
Yeah.
all ways. In all ways, help each other. You still have families. You know, you still have families.
Yes. You know, I think we're beginning to see the start of this
Yes,
through our experience in this past year. There's just a new awareness, there's a new love for
yes,
nature,
yes,
a new
yes,
respect for nature, a
yes,
new respect for caring for our own immune system about what we do eat. And
yes,
so that's good. And we are moving into unity consciousness. New
yes.
things are being developed. And
Yeah,
again, we're creating it right here. We're creating it.
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you're illumined.
I know. I've just managed to get the light switch. Oh, the light is on. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think there's huge amount of changes. Huge amount of changes. I think people probably travel in a different way as well. I don't know how, but I just feel as if there's a different way of traveling. I think, you know, electric cars. Everyone have electric cars, and maybe they'll lift off the ground. I don't know now. Maybe my imaginations get carried away. But I do think it will be very, very different and very beautiful, very lovely, completely different from now. And that's in a short space of time, I think, the next 11 years. Yeah,
Yes, a very short
yeah,
space of time. That's
yeah.
why we say every show,
Mm,
hold your vision of New Earth, because we will
yes,
be inspired to bring it about. And the call of our hearts is the
Mm.
inspiration. So if we can tune to that and teach others how to tune to it, we will get there. I'm getting
Yeah.
goosebumps right now.
That's confirmation that what you're saying is correct.
Thank you,
Oh,
Linda
bless
Jarrett.
you.
Thank you for bringing forward
Oh,
beautiful
thank
golden
you.
temples of light, for
Thank
sharing
you.
it, for not holding it and respecting it, but for sharing it, because
Mm.
it truly does corroborate what other spiritual teachers have witnessed and others have
Great.
seen.
Lovely.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that's really heartwarming. Very pleased about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing about the temples that people have seen um, near Hawaii as well, because I didn't know other people had seen them. So that's amazing. So we're all singing from the same hymn book.
It's all about love, baby.
It is. Yes.
And,
Yeah.
when we look at the bigger picture, I know that we tend to get so focused on the old system collapsing, but if we don't focus or watch it collapse, we focus instead on bringing in the new things, then
Mm,
bringing in
mm,
the calls of the heart into
mm.
manifestation. We're going to get there a lot faster. So your
Yeah.
work is assisting people to clear out the old and really
Yes.
allow these new abilities to come in. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's my job. Yeah.
That's your job. Great. Well,
My
thank
job.
you. Thank you. And for our
Oh,
viewers and listeners, check out Linda's special offer right here on this webpage. Linda, thank you so much. As we say goodbye, any
yes.
final thoughts?
Thank you very much for allowing me onto your show. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.